Denver has a so-called strong mayor system, meaning that the mayor wields more power than the city council and other city leaders. But Denver's clerk and recorder is pushing back strongly against any budget reductions as he gets ready to run next year's elections. Our Marshall Zellinger looks at whether this back and forth between the mayor and the clerk is really about election security or positioning for the next mayoral election.
In a $200 million citywide budget cut, the clerk's office was cut $4.5 million. On Monday, Mayor Mike Johnston added back $800,000. In his letter saying so, Johnston also wrote, providing millions in new funding to the clerk when every other department is making cuts would result in even steeper cuts to other programs and personnel. I asked the clerk today if he would accept a full budget if that meant other departments got cut or more people got fired.
That's not my decision. And at the end of the day, the requirement to balance the budget shouldn't be off of the backs of employees. There are other things in the budget that probably can be cut without telling somebody that they have a pink slip.
Clerks' offices get reimbursed for running elections for others. This year, Denver Public Schools will pay the city clerk to run the school board elections. And next year, state law requires a 45% reimbursement from the Colorado Secretary of State's office. So is the clerk's budget really that bad?
That money doesn't come straight to us. That money goes to the general fund, which we have no control over. Hopefully, that gets reallocated to us, but that's a big hope.
Would you sue the city over lack of funding?
I hope it doesn't have to get to that point.
You're hopeful it wouldn't come to that. Would you sue the city?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. We're going to do everything possible to make sure that we don't have to get to that point.
Lopez wanted a new elections building that did not get included in the Denver bond issues. Now he wants a full budget when all agencies are facing cuts.
Are you running for mayor?
No, I'm not running for mayor. I filed for clerk and recorder. If standing up for democracy it means I'm running for mayor, that doesn't make sense.
Don't even ask me, by the way, where the money would come from for a lawsuit from one city agency to another. City Council has ultimate approval of the city budget. Lopez could still get full funding, and right now, Kyle, he estimates he's $2.7 million shy of what he needs to run next year's election.
I'm curious to see if Clerk Lopez kind of becomes the focal point for criticism against the mayor, right? Because mayor's got some big problems. There's always people who are sniping against the mayor, but there's no real face of the criticism against Mayor Johnson right now. It's coming from the far left. It's coming from the far right. Lopez isn't particularly either.
I'm smiling because have you seen some city council meetings lately?
Well, yeah, all of them are mad at the mayor. But what I'm saying is there's not a singular voice that is like the mayor versus this person. This is the closest I think we've seen.
And it's unique because they are both elected positions, independently elected. Yeah. And I wonder, and I don't know the answer to this, if any of this is when Denver went from an appointed clerk to an elected clerk, if there were some behind the scenes things that didn't get figured out. Because his budget, it's almost like DIA. City council controls the budget. He writes his own budget, but city council has to say okay, just like DIA has to get approval. Can I spend some money, please, sir? And it works all the time for DIA, but for the clerk, it's not working right now.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is Denver mayor is the boss of a lot of things, but the clerk is reminding him, you're not the boss of me. All right, Marshall Zellinger, thank you.